So working on the keel guard, we want to make sure that it's all bent down nice. The heat with the heat gun will go ahead and do all that. But what we want to do is make sure that this curve here doesn't have too many creases or folds. So what I did, and I kind of went a little bit too narrow, is I cut it up right here and then brought it back to where it's wider and flared it out due to the scratches that were underneath of this. So I wanted to mention how there's many ways to cut your Kydex. Could be with a jigsaw, bandsaw, cutting wheel, whatever. But if you don't want to buy, or you don't have those tools because you're in a smaller unit, the tin snips require a little bit of pressure and it works. So you get these $10, $12 snips. They actually have them cheaper at Harbor Freight. I should have got them there, but either way, the Walmart brand works. I mean, if you're using it for your job, maybe you want to get a better pair, I don't know. But for this, it works. Here's the tricky part. You want to just get it a little bit hot, not too hot. You don't want to go over a big area when you're just trying to touch things up. You just want to kind of like get it in that one area, get it a little hot, and then just kind of like hold it down, force it down until it's kind of formed again. And hopefully this will do it. And once I add the glue, what I'll do is I'll also tape it down. So that way kind of holds it in place overnight. And this stuff does take like a day or two to set. So plan your trip accordingly. I'm kind of cutting it close because we are going fishing this weekend. So hopefully I'll have another video for that if I catch anything. If not, well, I'll post a different video about some other DIY mod I did. All right, well, it's not perfect. You can see, maybe we got like a little bit, but I think once I put the glue on it, it's gonna be good. It'll hold it down. Same thing back here. Once you apply a little pressure, you see it actually sits. So that is it. I did sand the inside of this and kind of ran a little bit of acetone over it, just to kind of rough it up. I did sand the edges, as I mentioned. They're a little bit better. The glue will kind of, smooth out any other little burrs like this right here. I'll probably pick these burrs off. So the marine goop is a little bit kind of messy, watery a little bit. So what I want to do is put a little bit of paper, tape it up like I'm painting something, just in case it drips. Maybe it'll drip onto the paper and not onto other parts of the kayak. But it is a silicone, so I should be able to get it off pretty easy. Obviously, it may drip, down here a little bit, but we, don't want to spend all day cleaning the kayak when we can go fishing. But that's the next step, is adding the goop. I'll show you kind of what it looks like before I flip it and glue it on. Yeah, that's it. See, I really put a lot of that marine goop on there, and it's, kind of shiny. And once we put it on, flip it over, I'll press it down, some will squeeze out, and I'll run my finger along the line of it, kind of seal it all up. Obviously wearing my gloves, because you don't want to, have this stuff all over you, but you can wash it off eventually. All right, so I want to show you, it's a little bit messy. I made a little bit of a mess. I ran out of tape, so note to self, make sure you have enough tape whenever you're doing this, so you don't have to sit here and hold it until it starts to cure a little bit, because this is wanting to pop back out just a little bit, and we don't want any water to be able to get up under the keel guard and just kind of like, break it down so it falls off too soon. But again, as long as it's protecting it, if we have to do a round two, which we probably will at some point anyways, just because I feel like I went too narrow right there, I'm not gonna hate on it, but I don't want to have to do it just yet. So I'm gonna try to get this going, make sure that, oh, a little piece of tape popped over there. Make sure that all the seams up along here, after it kind of cures a little bit and it's kind of in place, tomorrow I will come back and add a little bead all the way up under around the whole edge and clean up all this extra sticky stuff. And that's how it's gonna look. So I'll show you tomorrow kind of what it looks like. See, I got some stuff to clean up. And unfortunately, this side did not stick down as much as I had wanted. So I'm gonna apply a little heat, try to get this bent down a little bit. Maybe a little here too. Then I'm just gonna seal this up the rest of the way with the silicone, and then clean it up a little bit later, and I'll show you the finished product. So I went ahead and cleaned it up a little bit. Try to get, you know, some of this loose stuff off. Might need to get, you know, do one last little pass, but cleaned it up a lot. You can see that now, after I reheated it, it's really sitting down there good. Doing it with the heat gun after it was glued actually really kind of like settled it in real nice. So that is something you want to do. So don't fret if it's not looking exactly how you want when you come down the next morning. You see it's a lot better. It's pretty much hugging it everywhere where I want to hug it. Again, we'll see how this holds up over the next fishing trip. But the next thing I'm going to do is just take it, the marine goop, bring it all the way around, nice clean bead, all the way around to get the seal, so that way, you know, the water and crap don't get up under there, and hopefully it stays on. I'll show you the finished product after it's on the water. It held up pretty good. Got some glue back there, acting up a little bit. And I noticed this morning when I took it out that this right here, some of the glue kind of didn't fill in all the way after it was settled, but took it out today, went all over the place. It did its job. Overall, pretty happy with it. Might not be the prettiest, but when it's in the water you can't see it, so it's all good.